Goal setting for the new year is not for me. After all, I had failed at it spectacularly in 2025, 2024, and every year before that. That was my mindset before I met the monk at Mount Koya in Japan. Hi, I'm Jojo. In this video, I'll show 5 steps to set goals and actually achieve them in 2026. Steps that a monk taught me through a journey to discover a magical treasure. And at the end, I'll also reveal one of my goals for 2026, which I intend to accomplish using these 5-step approach. In my previous video, I shared the 8 Japanese habits the monk taught me to transform my life in 2026. Yet, despite all that wisdom, one thing still scared me: goal setting. Just before leaving the monastery, I asked him, I want to set new goals for 2026. I'm not lazy, but is it even possible to work full-time, keep learning, build toward a dream, take care of my body, spend time with family, still have hobbies, and not burn out? He smiled and handed me 5 blank cards. In the foothills of Mount Fuji, he said, there stands a sakura tree. On the night of the full moon, it casts the shadow of a sacred sika deer. Beneath it lies an ancient scroll. The scroll reveals the specific steps to achieving any goal, he continued, but only if you understand them through experience. These 5 cards will reveal those steps, only when you get stuck on this journey and truly observe why. Then he added quietly, only those who believe a treasure exists ever notice the map. I was utterly confused. Map? Treasure? What did he mean? But I knew from my past experience that he wanted me to discover it myself. I started making a plan on how I'll reach that tree, the goals I'll achieve using the scroll, started asking people around the monastery if anyone else knew about such tree. Then all of a sudden, I started doubting all this and wondered even all of this is worth canceling my flight and extending my stay here in Japan? I was busy, yet going nowhere. That's when frustration hit, and with it, understanding. Movement without direction feels exactly like effort without progress. I pulled out the first card. The words appeared. Step 1. Clarity. Clarity answers 3 questions. What do you want, specifically? Why does it matter emotionally? By when will you achieve it? Goals without deadlines don't motivate. They delay disappointment. Write your goal in the present tense. Look at it daily. You should be absolutely clear on what you want, and it should be in your attention. Attention shapes action. Even research shows that writing goals down makes you significantly more likely to achieve them, and looking at them increases your chances multiple folds as your brain puts attention to anything that can help you reach that goal. It starts filtering reality in favor of that goal. In that moment, my clarity became simple. I wanted 2026 to be a transformational year, so I could become someone capable of taking care of the people I love. And to do that, I needed to find the scroll before the full moon. Reaching a village near the foothills of Mount Fuji by the next day's evening, I was truly exhausted and took a much-needed break. My doubts began to surface. Finding the tree by the full moon now seemed increasingly impractical. As I wrestled with these thoughts, I noticed the villagers celebrating. Inquiring with a person nearby, I learned it was Yoshiku, a very old traditional practice. The farmers were celebrating, singing, and dancing to thank God for the bountiful harvest that hadn't even been planted yet. I was stunned, realizing they were visualizing and expressing gratitude for an outcome they hadn't even begun to work towards. This realization instantly prompted me to retrieve the second card. Second step, creating reality with visualization. To align with the desired reality, one sets a goal and visualizes its completion. This is not magic, but a way to become a creator of one's own experience. How does visualization work? It is not a magical force, but a psychological tool that primes your perception, boosts your optimism, makes necessary actions feel instinctive. The cycle that reinforces this process is belief leads attention, which creates necessary behavior, which reinforces a stronger belief. While motivation and willpower require constant effort, visualization acts as a powerful attractor, pulling you into action. Consequently, what others perceive as difficult, hard work becomes effortless and natural for you. This new understanding clarified the actual mechanics of the law of attraction and visualization for me. I began visualizing myself holding the scroll on the night of the full moon, immersing myself in the feeling of finally possessing it and contemplating its profound impact on my future. This shift miraculously dissolved my doubts and exhaustion, replacing them with a surge of optimism and renewed energy. It felt as though a part of my mind opened up, revealing a realm of possibilities. Ideas spontaneously emerged on how to locate the tree, identifying the most likely side of the mountain, the area with the highest concentration of sakura trees, and leveraging my drone to find the shadow. I was astonished at how a simple change in perspective through visualization unlocked so many potential solutions. My journey led me to a monastery overlooking countless sakura trees. Their sheer number made my original goal, finding one specific tree, feel impossible. With only one night left, the task seemed like something that could take years. Exhausted and overwhelmed, a deeper question surfaced. How do you pursue a goal consistently without burning out? That's when I drew the third card. It read, Design. Design meant breaking the goal into manageable monthly, weekly, and daily actions, and building a frictionless system that made progress repeatable. It was about Kaizen, tiny, continuous improvements rather than bursts of willpower. This resonated deeply with me, especially since I had already explored systems thinking, an evidence-based way to achieve results without relying on motivation alone. As the saying goes, don't force yourself to rise to goals, fall to systems. The debate between goals and systems misses the point. They depend on each other. A clear goal gives birth to a system, and only a system makes the daily work effortless enough to reach the goal. So I applied it. A monastery student told me the sakura trees were clustered around the 5 major lakes near Mount Fuji. I ruled out densely packed areas. Those trees wouldn't cast the shadow I was searching for. That narrowed my focus to open spaces, riverbanks, and the outer edges. I divided the remaining area into smaller sections and began scanning them with a drone. 2 lakes passed without success. Still, I felt grateful, because the search itself was already teaching me lessons that would last far longer than the night. The following day, I began my search for the sacred tree, asking everyone I encountered for directions. However, each person offered new advice, and by evening, I had lost track of the sections I had already scanned. It became clear that I should have monitored my progress to avoid wasted effort and staying on track. I took out the 4th card and it illuminated, revealing Step 4, monitoring and refining. Measuring progress is essential for improvement, not only because it provides feedback to refine your plan, but also because it keeps your goal front of mind and directs your focus. I recalled an example I once heard in a video. Even weighing yourself daily can aid in weight loss simply because it heightens your awareness of what you consume. The sensation of progress is motivating, which is why monitoring is a vital step. Action becomes desirable when you are eager to see results. So I drew a map of the forest on a piece of paper and began noting the percentage of the forest scanned every hour. I also regularly questioned how I could make the process more efficient. This felt productive, but I realized that while useful for a short-term goal, this step's true significance lies in long-term annual objectives. For longer goals, monitoring progress involves breaking them down, scoring the completion of subtasks, and seeking weekly improvements. The more efficiently I complete and update the tracker, the simpler it will be to achieve the final goal. For instance, aiming to run a marathon in 6 months could be broken into daily runs. I could track the time and steadily increase the distance each week. Based on both time and distance, I could assign an overall score using parameters like consistency, speed, and distance, which would encourage me to improve that score monthly until the marathon no longer feels like a huge undertaking. With only a few hours remaining until the full moon, I considered that while the journey was enlightening, I might not be cut out to be a treasure hunter after all. Then it suddenly dawned on me, and I pulled out the final card, which glowed with the words, Identity Reinforcement, becoming the kind of person who does this. I asserted to myself, I am an explorer. This is what I do. Discover the treasures of life. Thoughts lead to action. Repeated action becomes a habit. Collection of these habits form an identity, and this is where excellence becomes second nature. But what most people get wrong is this relationship is not unidirectional. Your action shapes your identity, but identity also shape your actions. I started paying attention to each card like a true detective and started recalling what the monk said about not doubting the map to the treasure, and then it clicked. I observed that along with words on every card, lines appeared, and I placed all 5 cards together. I saw that it was a network. There is not a single step leading to the other, but all are intertwined in a network. Identity shapes actions. Actions shape identity. Visualization fuels action. Action strengthens belief. Systems enable consistency. Consistency builds confidence. Everything feeds everything. Changing my perspective, I realized I had stumbled upon a true treasure. These interlinked steps. Wait, did I say change the way I look at it? That thought sparked an idea. I flipped and joined all the cards, revealing a map of the entire area, with a blue dot marking a spot near a lake. With only 2 hours left, my excitement surged and I rushed toward the location. Midway, I noticed numerous fireflies moving in the same direction. After an hour of intense walking and running, I was met with the most breathtaking sight: a deer-shaped sakura tree on the bank of Lake Shoji, illuminated by thousands of glowing fireflies. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. A blue mark was visible beneath the tree. I dug there and unearthed a scroll that appeared to be millennia old. I pointed it toward the full moon and focused on one of my personal goals: reaching 1 million subscribers on my Jojo the Traveler channel. It immediately started glowing and listed the 5 steps needed to achieve that goal. First, it defined the goal clearly with the deadline. Second, it gave me images to visualize. Third, it broke down my goal into smaller tasks and created a system to complete these daily tasks. Fourth, it gave me appropriate parameters that I have to monitor and track. And finally, fifth, an image of me introducing myself as a YouTuber, reflecting on this journey. I felt both overwhelmed and deeply grateful for the experience and the lessons it provided. I simply lay beneath the tree, letting the immense potential of the coming year and the life ahead wash over me. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel to accompany me on more of my adventurous journeys.